Hello once again, UNC Draft League. For this week's gold recap, week 3. Skipped week 2 because the silver decks really took it out of me. We have Aidan versus Gabe. I caught a little bit of this game. I was watching it. It seemed very fun. I'll be glad to watch it now, though, give it more of an in-depth look. Definitely unexpected results, I would say, for a lot of people watching. And yeah, just a very fun one to watch. So let's get right into it. Alright. So battle begins. Gabe leads us off with Charizard. Pretty decent lead. It's not too weak to anything. I suppose King is going to be one of the better things he has for it. Just kind of a nice neutral matchup. 2 100 speed Pokemon, or I guess Kangaskhan is 90 speed. But yeah, Kangaskhan was like fake out and stuff. So kind of a toss-up. Here's what happens there. Oh right, the Mega. Yes, the Mega is 100 speed. So obviously, Kofagrigus, excellent switch in for Mega Kangaskhan. While its normal stabs, certainly running a Rocky Helmet can really punish its priority moves. So excellent switch in there by Gabe. Tapu Koko, decent switch in. Kofagrigus isn't that powerful, so especially if Koko has a roost, Kofagrigus can't really punish it without Toxic. Iron Defense, very interesting to see. I didn't really know what Gabe was going for when I first saw this because I forgot a certain move Kofagrigus gets. But we see Trick Room, Iron Defense, very interesting. Thankfully, I think Gabe gets a little luckier in that Aiden's Tapu Koko play isn't built to be hard hitting, because like a hard hitting maybe Spectre, Magnet, Thunderbolt would really hit him hard there. So he gets the Trick Room, even though he's the Dazzling Gleam pretty easily. But he switches out, I think, realizing that the Thunderbolt is coming, right, and it'll be much more powerful than the Dazzling Gleam that Aiden was clearly trying to read Garchomp with. So Magmortar comes in, lands a nice Scorching Sands. Aiden has the right item there, though, the Scorching Sands Sugar Berry. So he can absorb the Scorching Sands very easily and almost take out Magmortar, but Magmortar barely hangs on. I would imagine that because Magmortar isn't that bulky, I would really imagine that to be a Salt Vest Magmortar. But yeah. And so let's see. So still Trick Room, Magmortar is still faster than Tapu Koko and most of Aiden's team in the Trick Room. Nice predict from Aidan into Hawlucha so that the Scorching Sands does not get it. Also, I just realized Gabe's names are Mega Man X references. Very much appreciated. Love me some Flame Mammoth. Aiden's Queen theme is not at all weak either. So anyway, so Hawlucha switches out. Clearly he's just trying to stall out the Trick Room turns there, right? Very smart from Aiden. Gabe goes for a teleport, gets Magmortar out there. Very interesting play, very bold play. I quite like it. Brings in Toxtricity, was simply excellent versus Tapu Koko. There's not much Tapu Koko can do against Toxtricity. Toxtricity resists all of its moves and most of its coverage, really. So Tapu Koko switches on out of there. Toxtricity is free to do what it wants. I would imagine maybe a Boom Burst, maybe an Overdrive, take advantage of the terrain, but a Boom Burst seems safer because of the presence of Piloswine. Kangaskhan's not a bad switch and it's bulky, but as we can see, not quite bulky enough. It does not like taking that Boom Burst, but now at least it is in a position to hit back Toxtricity hard, unless that is a Choice Scarf Toxtricity. And as we can see, he gets the extra damage from Fake Out. I don't think that might, I'm not sure if that puts him in position to finish him off with Sucker Punch, but it's certainly close. So Aiden can do a lot here, because he's probably faster anyway. But he doesn't seem to want to risk it, doesn't seem to want to risk the Scarf. Makes sense, switches in Tapu Koko. Basically sacking though, right? Aiden has to know that's going to kill his Toxtricity. Not his Toxtricity. That Toxtricity is going to kill his Tapu Koko. That's a very interesting play. I think it makes sense. I don't think he has anything that could take 2 Boom Bursts, right? Maybe he's just feeling like Tapu Koko is not. It's already worn down. It's the one that makes sense. A Miraculous Live from Hawlucha there. Very nice that it holds on with 1%. Gets off the Sky Attack. So as we can see, this Toxtricity is clearly Choice Scarf, right? It's outspeeding Hawlucha, but thankfully that is no more since Hawlucha now is unburdened, so it is free to take out the Toxtricity if it would like. That is exactly what it does with Acrobatics. Acrobatics Sky Attack is very interesting. I don't think that's the best set for Hawlucha. I mean, I guess there's not really much difference between Sky Attack Power Herb and Close Combat White Herb. It's just that the latter gives you more moveset space to work with, but Sky Attack certainly has its bonus as being 20 points stronger than Acrobatics, the high crit rate and flinch. So Gabe smartly switches in Garchomp, gets the contact ability Rough Skin to punish Hawlucha, take it down. Lays down rocks too, very nice, very efficient rocks, knowing he's going to take Aiden out with close combat. All really Aiden could have done there was make a bold like Sword Stance, but I also think that Sword Stance would have been too bold to be worth it, so I don't disagree with his play there. Brings up Piloswine, can easily avenge Garchomp with Ice Shard. Gabe brings in Kofagrigus, who takes the Icicle Crash quite well, quite nicely. Let's see. So I mean, imagine against the physical attacker, Gabe's kind of free to set up his iron defenses, right? Aidan gets stealth rocks, very nice though, I think, and it's very important against Aidan's team, especially as we can see that kills mag mortar on switch in, right, which is very nice. But I think that may have been a mistake because Aidan has already seen that this Kofagrigus is iron defense, and you should know that it can really abuse this physical attacker possible. It's not overwhelmingly powerful and get that iron defense. And now I imagine Gabe's free to get the trick room if he would like, or another iron defense. Goes for another iron defense. Okay, so this is kind of the make or break for Aidan, because if Venusaur can either put Kofagrigus to sleep, leech seed it, these are some things that might stop it from sweeping. Maybe not leech seed, but sleep powder, or maybe like a strong leaf storm. Goes for growth. Not a bad strategy again, because we are trying to break through here, but I don't know if that was the way to go. So see, body press does heavy damage. It might have mirrors go straight to the Giga Trains. I'm not sure how much that would have done though, especially if that Kofagrigus is special defense, but still maybe enough to put a little more pressure on it to maybe where Kangaskhan and Cinderace Sucker Punch could maybe take it out, though. It's got a lot of defense at this point. Oh, Earth Power. Okay, so that's made. So maybe there's probably no Grass Stab on this Venusaur, which is why it needed that boost. And I can see that because Earth Power is not that impressive for that boost. It is really too bad that Venusaur didn't have Grass Stab. I can kind of see it since Gabe has a lot of things that was just grass, but I might have gone the full suite for coverage of Venusaur, maybe like Ground Poison and Grass, and then Growth. He probably had Sleep Powder or something. And if he had Sleep Powder, he probably would have used it, so I'm not sure. But yeah, too bad about that Venusaur set. It looks like Kofagrigus was in a very good position to sweep, right? Because all three of Aidan's remaining Pokemon are physical attackers. But Kofagrigus is at lower health, so we will see maybe this Cinderace can take it out, uses Instant Inferno in Overdrive. Kofagrigus barely holds on. Very well done by Kofagrigus. Get the Trick Room. And from here, it's looking like Kofagrigus can maybe just sweep, right? Aidan has some priority on his side. All three of these Pokemon have potential priority to that super effective priority. But it has 3 times defense on those stats, even at low health. And the Cinderace doesn't reveal Sucker Punch, which already puts him on the back foot. Gabe may have things wrapped up, especially since Trick Room is usually annoyingly low on turns. But with this this few mons left from Aidan, he actually has plenty of time for what he needs to do. So brings in Pile Swan. I imagine he's going to go for Ice Shard for Chip, realizing the inevitability of Body Press just killing him. If not, he's wasting time here. Yep, that makes sense. Sadly, it doesn't. It does just Leftovers range. The Leftovers is really a brilliant item for Gabe here because it lets him get all the recovery he can need with those defense boosts. Yeah, it looks like the last hope here would be a Kangaskhan Sucker Punch. Kangaskhan has 2 chances for crit to that Sucker Punch, which is kind of nice, but it may not even have Sucker Punch, right? So that's really a shame. And it's just that defense is so high, it would need at least 1 crit to get through here. So let's see. Nope, and not even Sucker Punch. So yeah, impressive Kofagrigus sweep from Gabe. Probably the biggest sweep of gold so far, unless I'm missing something. Oh wait, that wasn't Silver's game. So yeah, I think Kofagrigus with this game, not only does Gabe climb out of his he gets his first win for the season, which is very nice. He also claims what's probably the best sweep we've seen so far. With a unique Kofagrigus, I feel like you don't see Iron Defense Body Press often. I could be wrong, maybe that's a more standard meta set, but I feel like that's certainly, at least for Draft League, where Kofagrigus is usually tacit defensive utility, that is a unique and cool set to see. That really did a lot of work against Aidan's team, probably very smart because of the physical attackers. Aidan restructured his team heavily, and I don't entirely blame him. His team was very offensive, and he seemed kind of uncomfortable playing it a lot of the time. So I think something else may be better suited to him and give him more flexibility against crazy setup sets like these that could kind of just take advantage of his really fast but really physical, unfortunately, team. I don't think it was hopeless though. I don't think this matchup was crazy. I mean, it was hard with Toxtricity being so good and Kofagrigus being so good, but I think with maybe like Leaf Storm on Venusaur, right, he could have clearly done enough damage to just knock this Kofagrigus out and play the game from there and probably win, to be honest. Because Aidan's remaining team, like Kangaskhan, was really threatening. Without Kofagrigus to hold it off, Kangaskhan can do a lot of work here. There is still the threat of Garchomp with Rough Skin and probably Rocky Helmet. I don't know if we saw his Rocky Helmet or not, but that's also tough. Very interesting game, very fun game. My condolences to Aidan, whose playoff chances are pretty slim at this point, but I do hope he can get 2 more wins and clean up this season nicely. Yeah, hope you enjoyed listening. This is a quicker one, just because how fast the game went, but kudos to Gabe and his Kofagrigus. Very fun game to watch. Always interesting to see, especially sets on less high-tiered mods that really can pull off a sweep like this. Alright, catch you guys for the next one.